back to the Backyard Professor Chess videos. I have been playing back online and you guys are kicking my head in. Shame on you, picking on a helpless old man. Man, you're just caving my head in. You're knocking the rust off me is what everyone's been saying. So thank you. I appreciate that. Trust me, I'm going to get good and I'm going to come back and I'm going to trounce you. You heard it here first. Whatever. Okay, listen. It is so grand to be back with all of you, my online friends playing chess. Everyone, I can't name y'all. I really can't. I love all of you. I love playing you. Holy shish kebab, I'm eating humble pie. Although, Dark Side of War, one of my polishers, I'll put it, he shared a game with me that he had online. And I want to share this game with you, and then I'm going to share 2 of our games that we played. And one of you in the comments to one of my recent videos said that you really wanted me to do a 2-hour-long video. You are insane! But I'm going to give it a shot tonight. Whatever. No, I'm going to give you 3 really spectacular chess games with a boatload of instruction tonight. So let's get going. Let's just let's get going here. And Dark is playing the white. And it was in this game that I realized with his opening that I've got him already. Whatever. Shut up and play the game, cowboy. And now look at this amateur rookie. Bishop out before knights. Who taught this guy to play chess? I told him I was going to rib him in a fun, friendly way. And I'm going to do the same thing to my dear friend Boris. We're going to have a WWF chess match type thing. We're building the hype in the club and we're throwing insults back at each other and what we're going to do to each other's army and king and all that jazz. But this weekend we're getting together and planning it all out. Temporarily, at least so far as I know, it's going to be the next weekend. So stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of fun and games. Yeah, a lot of laughter at how lousy I am, that's for sure. So I majestically pushed the obvious c6 pawn, and it terrified Dark, so he merely came to e3. And now my steed gallantly flies out there in the pasture, neighing his defiance, and a mere pawn responds. What an insult! And then he goes to bishop g4. Did he move that bishop twice? No, that's me, you moron. Knight f6, he went c3, I went bishop g4. What a klutz. So I'm trying to imitate him, put pressure on his lovely little bride over here, his queen. And of course, she doesn't want to dance, the coward. So she ditches out. And now look at the powerful center. Yeah, that is central control right there. I mean, black is dominating white, while at the same time, white is laughing at black's domination because white is dominating black, and there the two will meet. So, we are in a really serious game. Now look at this. If you can set this up, it's always a good idea. The queen-bishop battery, and look at that long, beautiful diagonal. That's awesome. You have to pay attention to that, you guys. This game will show you how. Because I, with my majestic eyesight and keen insight, saw into his very mind what he was anticipating. And I squelched his plan. Easily, very easily, with g6. I mean, whoa, that wasn't hard to do. Come on, give me a break, dude. I thought this guy knew how to play chess. Okay, so Now he's taking the gloves off. Knight d2. Now notice what Dark is doing. I'm having fun at his expense. I told him I would, in a loving way, of course. He is a very good chess player, so this is the only way I can get one up on him because I can't beat him at all. Notice how speedily his development is, and notice where it is. This is outstanding, really serious. In all seriousness, he already has 4 pieces out. He's ready to castle long if he desires to castle long. That's how to do it, you guys. Now, this clown here, he's only got 2 pieces out because I have built up a strong center with pawns, and really, I've got to calm down on the pawns now. Now it's time to get serious. Really, truly, his development is really good. No joke. So, I have to hurry. Now I have to hurry. Now, really, none of us, neither one of us are cramped. You notice that. We're both, as far as space goes, we're both fairly even. I was intelligent enough, finally, to figure out, get my light-squared bishop outside of the pawn chain first. Hey, come on, that's a silver star on the forehead, man. So this is looking good at this point. And look, Dark just keeps right on trucking. And so I figured bishop f5. Oh, I came down. Yeah. I said that battery is too strong. I've played Dark Side of War enough to know that in a way now, it's like when I've taught, when you see your opponent get an open file, if it is feasible, if the context will help you, don't just let him have that open file. You really need to contest the open file. Well, I'm telling you right now, this type of a battery, look, the pin was off, and no, I wasn't going to be able to double his pawns because Dark has this knight, and I know that's how he would answer. He's a very intelligent chess player, so he wouldn't have had double pawns. So, see, this is a case, and it's true, I'm not fully developed. This is true, and I'm moving a piece again, that's true. Unfortunately, it's a necessary evil because I'm trying to put my pieces on optimum squares because of who I'm playing, and I know he is really, he's got a sharp eagle eye, so I am challenging the battery. Yeah, I moved a piece twice. My justification is it eliminated the battery. And I was happy with that. And really, he can't be disappointed with that exchange because of what it did to my kingside pawn structure. However, this is now a Dutch defense setup, isn't it? More or less. So I was okay with that. That was why I pulled the... I figured I can do a Dutch defense setup. So here we go. This is for real. And now he does castle. Notice his development. And now his rooks are connected. That's why you always castle. And now I'm going to fianchetto so that I can get castled. And then he goes c4. Now he's going to contest the center. And I'm thinking at this time I want to get my bishop over here. I want to get my queen up here, and I want to be able to connect my rooks, right? However, he has a lot of power coming this direction. He can bump over to here, bring this knight. The queen's already coming through, even though I've got it blockaded. There's ways he can get me open, right? So I'm thinking I need to, one of the fairest ways to do this is to do a kingside attack in a Dutch. And so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do a kingside attack. I'm going to try like crazy to set things up. The center, for all intents and purposes, is locked. You can see that with the pawns facing each other, right? So nothing's going to come through the center, so we have to pick wings. So I picked the king side because I'm going to blister cake him. I'm going to show him, even though I'm full of rust and spit and vinegar, I'm going to beat him anyway. And So he presses the c4, and I went to the queen e7, and he continues to close the position. And, interesting. So this tells me that the fastest one to the king side with the best setup is going to win this game. So now is the time to push the center. Let's push the center. The knight will take. And really, I hate how he sets up because it's always so good. I have a lot of trouble playing Dark Side of War, which is why I like to play him, because I need to get better, and he is a perfect partner for that. And so he took the knight, and it's a great outpost. It's not a permanent one, and that was what I was noticing. I said, okay, wait a minute now. It's not a permanent one. I can chase that knight out if I can get my knight out here without loss of tempo, but mine is not permanent either, and both of us can exchange knights. So really, in my thinking, the position at this point is somewhat even, and I'm kind of, okay, now it's time to systematically begin to find a way to apply pressure. So I'm relatively happy. I actually, after this move, I calmed down just a little bit. I wasn't as tense, right? Knight D to F3. Here we come. Okay. King side it is. Let's do this. And I thought, I'm gonna fool him. I'm gonna castle queenside, and I'm gonna have two of my rooks over here, and I'm gonna trounce him because his rook is way over there. His queen's kind of out of the way. Now he does have three pieces, and they're mildly coordinated, but his rook can't get out here. So I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to his 3. I can do this, right? So now I kind of sat up and I said, okay, kingside, you want to play dirty? And then look at this. Yeah, take her out of there. Take her out of there. However, I do have one slight weakness. I do not want him to destroy the queenside because I did castle over there, right? And then comes the lightning bolt out of the blue. And I go, what? Are you kidding me? A knight sacrifice on this side? Holy cow, I've got this in the bag. And he goes, checkmate. So, listen up. That was a rockin' attack. I castled on the wrong side, obviously. But notice the heads up of dark side. Now, when I asked him about this, I said, what? How did you, I mean, come on! You just shot that out like you planned it. He said, no, I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. He said, the moment you pushed A6, the pattern showed up in my mind. I saw it instantly. And he said, I knew exactly what I had to do. Bring the queen down, sacrifice the knight, and checkmate you. When we play enough chess, our minds absorb all that information, you guys. Every game, it absorbs the information. And it is accessible, except to me. And maybe a little bit to Boris. I gotta hassle Boris too. But here, another reason I wanted to share this game with you. And then I will set up the next game. Because I did not let him get just one win on me. I wanted him to have two, but I wanted to have a little bit more of a fight game. Yeah, I've been out and away from chess for a while, but this is just ludicrous. He said, I told him, I said, well, thanks for knocking a little bit of the rust off me. I mean, holy cow, that was such a shock. It was such a surprise. And he said, this is some of the greatest chess wisdom I have ever heard. Don't let it swell your fat head, dark side. But this was beautiful. He told me, we are the summation of all of our mistakes. Now, some of you have been asking for philosophy videos. There's your philosophy. We are. Not only in chess, you guys, but in life, really without question. We are the summation of all of our mistakes, and we move forward. Don't let your mistakes become the wall that you can't get around or over or through. Because we're all going to lose, every one of us. And we're all going to win, every one of us. All of that information is in us to be used. Now, that's fabulous. So thank you, Dark Side of War. That was fabulous. Now I'm going to play the second game that Dark Side and I played. Hang on, and I'll be right back. Welcome back to the part 2 of the Backyard Professor Chess videos. On this one particular video where I play Dark Side of War, the second chess game. Now, if I'm a little hoarse, it's because sometimes during the chess game you remember that story of hearing about Alekin when he lost. He grabbed his king and threw it against the wall across the street or room or whatever. Yeah, well, I've been yelling a little bit because you guys are beating the snot out of me on chess, Lichess. And I love it because I'm learning how not to play again so that I can begin to learn how to play. Here's what thrills me. At this point, I have to take this as an optimistic bent. I'm able to go toe-to-toe with 1,800 rated players. Dark Side is a 1,900 rated player. I went toe-to-toe with him that last game for the first 8 moves. And then he trounced me. Yeah, you know, what the heck. Hey, we can dream of glory. Anyway, here's our second one. I'm the white pieces in this one. I go with the queen pawn opening. And Dark will respond accordingly. The queen gambit, actually. And he is going to continue on gracefully, telling me that nothing I do phases him in fear at all, and it's probably true because he's so blasted good at this. Again, it really is important to castle early, and so we're seeing him play really excellent heads-up chess here. Bishop g5, c6, and I'm going to go ahead now. As a general, I mean that's probably the main line, right? In the Queen Gambit, whether you accept or reject, and apparently he's not going to do the orthodox classical gambit. But rather than do this, I've got my bishop outside the pawn chain. Rather than do this, I'm going to grab more space. That was my thinking. I thought, okay, well, maybe I need more space to coordinate my pieces better so that he doesn't come and zap me again, because that was fresh on my mind. So I'm playing this queen gambit just a bit differently, as Dark Side is. Technically, it's just a queen pawn opening. There's no gambit involved here at this point. Right? So this is how we're playing it at this point. Queen a5, here we go. Okay, he's getting a speedy development. And I said, okay, in the queen gambit, whether it's accepted or declined, the bishop is okay here. It's not bad to put it there, right? So hopefully I can do something good in this game. I put it there, right? And wait, no. Don't get excited. d5. And then he went e5. Did he go e5? Yeah, he went e5. No. Come on, really? No, he went queen a5. I went bishop d3. Yeah, he went d5. He's going to meet me point for point. Here, I pushed. I didn't open up the position. I pushed the e5, and I agree, it's early. It's early. But why not mess up his kingside while I'm here? Right? You know, visit your friends, mess up the guest bedroom that they put you in, you know, and laugh about it because they have to clean it. Yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking here. I'm going to mess up his bedroom. Well, he comes to bishop b4. And again, the pattern of the queen-bishop battery, I started sweating bullets a little bit. I thought, holy cow, not again. Not again. What can I do to... I'm not going to... Here, I'm going to castle on the right side. I'm going to castle over there, away from this over here. This time I'm going to at least, in this game, castle on the right side, right? Bishop takes c3. Here we go. And now, at this point, I said, wait a minute. I castled. So he proceeded to do operations, but this bishop is out of place. For real. This bishop belongs back here. What's it doing over here? Come to think of it, I was so freaked out with the queen-bishop battery. Then it dawned on me, hold it here. He's out of place. What can I do about that? And he just texted me after he made this move, and he said, you know what? I think I played this wrong. You're ready to do a kingside attack. And I said, yes, sir, I truly am. Okay, in previous videos, I have said we have to read the chessboard to see what it dictates we do. You can't just do anything you want. My bishop is in prime territory with a beautiful pawn, incidentally, to get rid of a defender of the king side. Truly. My bishop is in a premium place, but the defender is here guarding, but my bishop is hitting the h7, and my queen is pointing to the h5, and my knight is in the right spot. This board essentially says, Esquire Carey, it delivers the letter. Esquire Carey, you may now proceed to his kingside. This is a kingside attack. So let's see if I can make it work. Because I'm going. And I'm not kidding, I'm going. So, bishop takes f6. Get rid of the defender. First step in a kingside attack. G takes f6. And here is why his bishop is out of place. Normally, they have the bishop here so that you can retake with the bishop and leave your pawns, right? Now, the reason that is important is because there are still so many pieces on this chessboard. And in a kingside attack, that's not what you want. My good fortune is 2 of his main defenders are never going to get into this game. And 3 of his other pieces are truly undeveloped. I just want you to see that. We both recognized at this point, him, me, yes! So in this instance, I was cheering so loud, I got hoarse. I said, all right, now this is what I'm talking. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. This is what I'm talking about when I say kingside attack. Absolutely. However, I am playing Dark Side of War, and it's not going to be a cakewalk. And there's no guarantee I won the game. So let's see what a defense happens. And let's see what an offense happens. So, here we go. I went ahead and took the bishop. I said, one less piece to worry about. I'm in a king side attack. I just got the knight. And now I'm going to take the bishop too. Right? Nice. True, it's way out of here. I'm playing Dark Side of War. I don't care if it's out here on negative A. I'm going to take it. The more pieces I can get rid of him, the easier it is to play him. Because he just trounces me. That's a capital T. He trounces me. So, let's see if I can pull this out. B takes C3. F takes E5. Now, he went ahead and kept coming at me in the center. Notice this. He kept attacking. He knows how to build initiative. And that's what he's doing. He's not laying down. Okay? So, of course, blam. Bishop takes H7. Let's open it up. However, it is a sacrifice of a piece. But remember, I just took 2 pieces. I am very, very, very happy to use that piece to open the king. Yes? That's the idea of a kingside attack. It no longer is about material. It is about checkmate or resignation. So, I'm happy so far. Now, I need my queen up into there, but she can't get there because of this stupid mutt, or I mean this glorious horse. However, this glorious horse has a destiny into horse heaven because he is going to go check. Yeah, that's what I'm liking. Now, watch. He comes to H6. Observe, you guys. There's no way you want to go back. You'll be defeated there. There's no way you want to go back. You're going to give me a free move by getting your rook out of there to give yourself an escape hole. Right? That gives me a free move. I'm on the attack. I'm going to throw everything I can at you. So he wisely went forward. And then I asked him, I said, well, no, wait a sec. And we talk a little bit while we play chess. In fact, we talk a lot. We're constantly saying, hey, I've got a variation here. You want to try this, and then we'll try the variation. And we'll both agree, yeah, that was pretty stupid. Let's take back the moves and try something else. Or we find a variation that neither one of us actually saw. And then we go, oh, hey, let's play this out. And it turns out to be spectacular. And I make a video of it. Yeah, you know, it's one of those. But I asked him, I said, no, look, that was interesting. I wanted you to go back and you came forward, and I see, because now I can't go check. That would be the ridiculous move of ridiculous moves. So is it gonna benefit me just to come to here, which gives him a free move that's not a force? I don't have a forcing move here. So now he has a chance to get something going, right? And he said, I don't know, let's play it. And I said, okay, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it anyway, regardless of what he said, because it's my kingside attack. But I don't have a lot of material here out there attacking. The advantage I have, and this is one of the, it's kind of an open chess secret here, and I'm going to give it away. On one condition, that absolutely none of you ever use this against me in our online chess games. You are forbidden to do this. However, if you can, I would do it. And then apologize later. The best combination to have on the chessboard is the queen and the knight. Did you know that? It's a real Lulu. It's a beautiful two-piece powerhouse because the queen has all of the moves except the knight, and it supplements with the knight. These two coordinate fabulous. If you didn't know that, I just gave you a terrific secret. So, in a game, if you can, and I know a lot of guys love to trade off both of their knights for the bishop pair because they want to have the bishops. Nothing wrong with that. Again, it depends on the context of the chessboard, though. If the centers are completely locked, one of your bishops isn't going to be good unless you have preconditioned him outside the pawn chain. Most of us don't. If you can hang on to one knight and keep your queen, so that's my only bonus here. I'm thinking, yeah, okay. Good luck to me. Happy, happy, hallelujah, man. Notice something else that I think is to my advantage. It is true, I don't have a lot of material, but look at his bishop. His bishop is not bad. His bishop is rotten. Bonus for me. His bad bishop cannot come and defend his king. So yes, I don't have a lot of power, but neither does he have a lot of access to defense. Okay, enough talking. Show us the game, you clown! Okay, now watch. Watch. Kerry's going to do a magic trick. He's going to feint. Here comes the cavalry. Knight. Now see, the knights can jump over these guys, so that's not a big deal. He'll get the knight in there and potentially the rooks. That bishop is useless. Technically, he's playing down a piece, right? In effect. I know it's guarding this and that. That means nothing, but the attack's over here. So, okay. Well, now I do have queen h4. Check. And he comes to g6 gracefully. Now observe something. I really need a rook bad because I don't want him to get away. He's got an escape hole here. And he went that direction, so I really have to try to stop him from getting there. Right? And of course, he's going to head there because he always plays outstanding chess. So, I know f-pawn is, it means forget about it. That means don't move the f-pawn. But that's usually just in the opening. We are not in the opening anymore. I need everything I can get. So the f-pawn is no longer taboo. In fact, the f-pawn is a screaming beautiful ally. What I'm thinking here is open up the file to have the rook to cover that square so he has to stay over there. Right? That's why I'm pushing the f-pawn. It's not a mistake in this part of the game. Just so you're aware. He took a while, and we actually talked about this a little bit. We were talking about the idea of getting the knight up into here. We were talking about bumping to here and getting rid of that knight because there's not a whole lot I can do. You know, I put it here, but the rook will just move, and so that's not that big of a deal. Watch what he came up with. I told him essentially, you're going to lose a piece here, and I can't remember the combination I saw. Or else get a piece taken out of play. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Anyway, there was he pushed the pawn twice. He wants to keep this closed, and by putting it here, I take, he takes, it opens, and then I take, and then he takes. There's an open file for my next rook. And that open file is all in my favor because it keeps the king right there. That makes sense? So he pushed it twice. And that was very, very interesting. I thought, you know, I'm not sure if I would have thought about that, you know. This is dark side. It's the way he plays. It's dirty pool, however. The queen and the knight. This is what I wanted to show this game for. The queen and the knight. Check. What a combination. Now, my knight does have the support. True, he didn't take the pawn. Thank goodness. But my knight does have the support, so I can make this queen move. And I was in the event that he did go to here, I had that fork. That's what it was. I had that fork. So, really, yeah, his king would have escaped, but he would have lost the rook. And so he didn't want to do that. And so I came to here. That's why he pushed the pawn. And nothing's opened up yet, but I came to here to go check. And now king f6. So I did not get the open file yet. However, not to fear, I have this. Check. Because of my center development, I can check the king. So what's he do? Takes it with the knight. That's what I told him. That's why he lost the knight. I told him this will cost you a piece. This was why. Because he took the knight, and now I have this, and I am beginning to make way. I still have control over that square check. The king is stopped, or the queen, I mean, sorry, is stopping him that way. D takes e5, and then D takes e5. And then king takes e5. So instead of letting him dodge that way, he came out front. King takes e5. And now I came to queen g7, a nice little fork. Check the king, get the rook. All right, yeah, the king side failed. Get as much material as I can to make up for my deficit, right? So this was what I was thinking. And he came back to king d6. Can you see why? I have two rooks here. I'm going to trap him on the inside of this board. If he would have come this way, well, I probably wouldn't have. No, he can't that way because it's check two. So anyway, he backed down instead of coming out, and I've got two rooks coming. My suspicion is I had that. That's why, of course. Yeah, I had that square covered and that covered, so he went back. Duh. I did not see that in the game. I'm just now seeing it. I was so hyped to have him this far on the run because now I've got the rook. See, that's the thing. You got to look at all your pieces. Lessons everywhere. I'm rusty. I'm making a comeback, but I'm rusty. And now king c7. And now I want to keep my knight. Notice how beautifully the knight and the queen is coordinating. I want to keep my knight close also so that I can corner him, if I can corner him. And now I'm really worried about him coming out here. I do have doubled pawns. He's got his queen here to help him out, though. If he comes out that way, I'm hoping he doesn't. And I find a way so that he doesn't. I go... No, I didn't. Knight takes e6. Oh, no. Knight takes c6. King b8. Holy crap! See, I told you I'm rusty. King b8, and now queen d6. And now the queen is the only last hope, and I got a smother mate on it. Kind of a smother. Sort of. So, this was my revenge game. Now, the lesson here, one, is the position of the board said you are allowed, you probably ought to go for a kingside attack because it was set up correctly. So I did the kingside attack. But understand something, you guys. I defeated a 1900 rated chess player once. But that's once I'm taken. He'll beat me for the next 20-25 games. That's okay. I defeated a 1900 chess player. You can too. My message here is, don't look at the rating if it makes you nervous. Play the board. Right? That's what I did. You can play higher rated players. If you're a 1550 like I am, 1530 like I am, and it makes you nervous to play a 1750, don't look at his ratings. Study the chessboard. Play the board. That's what I did in this game. I played the board. And it worked out. I beat a 1900 chess player. I'm thrilled to death about that. Now that does not reflect on his chess. He is vastly superior to me, but I'm just showing you it's possible. This stuff works. Now let me show you the crown jewel in this video. Darkside sent me a game that he had just played the day before, and he asked me if I'd take a look at it. Well, I took a look at it, and I told him, or he asked me, would you like to make a video? No, I think I told him, I said, dude, this is video material. He said, oh, I would be honored. Well, it's my thrill and honor to make a video of this next game of Dark Side of War. So hang on, and we'll get to part 3 of Dark Side. Ooh, take a wild ride on the dark side. Yeah, shut the camera off, you clown. Okay, here we go, here we go. Hang on, I'll be right back. Oh, I'm not even kidding. Oh, welcome to part 3 of this video. The reason I'm laughing is because this has been a comedy of errors, man. Oh, the hazards of being a chess videographer. I've already recorded this part of the video for the last 45 minutes with expert commentary, analysis, reading the board and all that, and I realized that I had forgotten to push the record button. So all of that magnificent knowledge is lost to the universe. Sorry. Then, the second time I started recording this game, this fabulous game of Darkside, I made a wrong move, then I made another wrong move, and right at the climax of the game, nothing worked. Oh, crap! So all of that expert commentary went out the window. So now, they say the third time's the charm. I went outside, you guys, to calm down. You know, I'm pulling my hair and, you know, am I ever going to get this done? It's late at night now. I wanted to be in bed by now. And I'm out there eating one of my little chocolate cupcake things. A little treat to make me feel better and take a break, yell and bellow, and my wife comes out and she says, will you shut up? What will the neighbors think? I don't care what they think, I messed up the video! You know, one of those. And she just rolls her eyes and goes back in the house. So I go to reach. I go to reach for my cupcake, and the robins that built a nest in my backyard just happened to be flying over and pooped, and the poop hit directly on the cupcake. They're only about that big around. I mean, it was a perfect shot. happen again in a million years, man. So, oh, and now I don't have my drink here. Holy nightmare, Batman! I mean, I gotta have my drink, otherwise I'm gonna... Okay, hang on, I'll be right back. And I promise, eventually, maybe, I'll get to this fabulous game. This is unbelievable. I've never had this much trouble in my life. What a hoot. Okay, hang on. Okay, I've got the recording working. Oh my gosh. And I've got my drink. I've got to have my drink, man. I'll get too hoarse. Okay. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Let me show you this masterpiece by my good and dear online friend and chess partner. All of you are my chess partners. I'm serious. I love playing all of you. Dark Side. This particular game is worth showing. He's playing the white pieces. Let me see if I can remember all the commentary that I was blabbing on about. Might be a good thing that I didn't get it all. So he's doing a London here. The bishop f4 tells you London all the way, right? We all know that. And knight f6 for the black, and then e3. The nice thing about the London is there's no messing around. You immediately spike that bishop outside the pawn chain, so it's a weak bishop, but it's very useful. So throw out the terminology bad and good bishop. That don't mean diddly squat in the London. That is a powerhouse. And we'll see that. We'll see that. So, things are going good. Where am I? I'm already lost. e3, okay, and e6. And now, knight f3. Knight f3, so a good London. And a c5, so he's at least touching the center. There's going to be tension here for a few minutes. It's okay, c3. This is a typical London triangle with the bishop out and the knight up, so things are going good. And knight c6. So here we go, we're on our way, and he puts, now the white squared bishop is truly quite comfortable right there on d3. That is a great square for the white square bishop in the London. And now, no sooner than I say the bishop is a good square there, then he closes it. Closes it down. He's going to limit the white bishop. He's going to put a long, hard pawn chain there and limit the white bishop. And I can't remember what I said at this point before, but it was hilarious. It was just funnier than all get out, and you're just going to have to suffer because I can't remember. I have Halfheimers. I'm old enough to have Halfheimers, not Alzheimer's. However, it doesn't really bother Dark. He just simply bumps it to c2. Yes? Okay, so at this point, and we're going to use this game. This game is so superb for practicing reading the chessboard. That's what we want to learn to be able to do. So we read this chessboard. The material is even. It's all even. Black has more space on the queen side because of this pawn thrust. Yes? So on the queen side, technically, white is somewhat cramped. Development, black has made a one more pawn move, so white is ahead in development, but that's typical in the back and forth. That's not a crisis at this point at all. But just to give us some practice reading the board, I'm going to do this quite a few times in this game because it is a critical component of being able to know, well, where do I play, or what's the next best piece to move, etc. Oh, my hair, look at my hair. My hairdo is shot to heck, so who cares what you look like? Let's play the game, man. Okay. My wife's gonna laugh her butt off at me. Okay, bishop d6. Here we go. Again, not bad development. Now look at what black is attempting here. And this is so typical of the London. Two items that need to catch our eye as we continue training reading the chessboard. Black has saddled himself with a bad bishop. The white pawns make the white squared bishop bad, meaning it's limited, right? Because it's inside the pawn chain. Therefore, he wants to trade bishops. Unfortunately, it's his good bishop he's trading. You know? And you go, well, that's not the best, that's not the ideal situation, but it's what he's doing. He's trading his good bishop. Now, Dark's bishop is valuable. No joke. It's outside the pawn chain. It is doing a great job. Black wants to get rid of that bishop. It's hacking through his entire area. Does Dark take the bishop? No. It's pretty inevitable that you're going to trade the bishop. Don't you initiate the trade, because you're moving the piece twice and you are helping, you are facilitating the opponent's development, because he'll retake with the queen, and that's not a bad spot for the queen. Don't do that. You do not have to react to your opponent. Here's how Dark handled this, and it is typical in the London system. Drop the bishop back. Let your opponent exchange the bishop, because you have a chance to open up a partial file for your rook. And in the London, that file often really gets well used. Okay? So this is the rationale for, don't you trade in the London, drop that back. Okay, I've said enough about that. And now he goes h6. He's going to attempt to stop something like that. Right? That's what he's thinking at this point in time. It does give the white bishop a real beautiful diagonal along the white, though. And he's got a real beautiful dark diagonal that is contested. He's patiently waiting. Does he react to anything going on over here other than this bishop here that will only improve his position? No, he comes right back over here and pushes a pawn. He's going to give himself a pawn break. He's going to be able to take the pawn and then take the pawn, which is called a pawn break, at any time he chooses. So he's playing both sides of the board. Technically, at this point, there is some oomph here and there is some oomph here, but the middle is somewhat locked. That famous triangle, it's somewhat locked. It's not totally locked, but it's nothing's going to come crashing through at the moment, right? So b3, and now b5. He apparently wants to maintain this barrier, so he pushes the b5. Yes? And now look what Dark does. He gives himself another chance to have a pawn break. However, he can push it and make the break here or here if he so desires. Right? Black now exchanges the bishop. Bishop takes the g3, which because of the setup of the London, truly will help white. If you're playing against the London as black, realize that when you exchange that bishop, that might end up being helpful to your opponent. If you're white, by all means, let your opponent take the bishop and open the partial file. And now, Queen A5. And I say that almost with mock emphasis, because, look, this side is somewhat blocked. The queen coming to here accomplishes nothing. Nothing. What are you going to do? Attack the pawn? Of course not. It's covered. Right? Well, it's pinning the pawn to the king. Who cares? That doesn't mean diddly squat in this position. So what? The pawn's not going to try to move anyway. It's closed. Right? So really, truly, that's just not the spot to put the queen. Sorry, that's a waste of time. And I'm not trying to insult his opponent, Tebow 50. Tebow 50 will probably wipe the floor with me if I ever played him. I'm just saying, really sincerely, this board position dictates go there on that side where the action will happen. Nothing is going to happen here because it's almost locked. True, you do have some potential pawn breaks, but really, and maybe that's what Black was trying to say, is I'm going to open up this position myself with the pawns, right? I'm going to take this pawn. I'm going to bring this pawn in and take that pawn, and I'm going to come up your queen side. Maybe that's what Black was thinking. Here is the problem with that particular point. Target. I mean, look, if you're gonna put a piece in the range of a pawn and you have a good target, you improve your space. This is vital. This is one of my points. You improve your space at the same time hitting a target and making him move again. That's good for you. So what does he do? He comes to B6. Okay, let's review the board position. Understand what the board tells you, and you can begin to see the errors that your opponent makes. For real. This is solid granite. It has boatloads of powerful foundational support. You are never going to get rid of that with a piece. A second completely useless move. Dark saw that and he pursued it better. Target. Don't take the B pawn. Target. And now he comes to there. When in the first place, instead of throwing away 3 moves and giving extra space to your opponent, The queen should have simply went to there. Right? That's why the value of reading the board is critical. Because now instead of there, he's only here, and dark side has gained an enormous amount of space on this side. And dark side has completely closed this side. That's important to see, because it does change your strategy. This provides you with a plan. I promise. And we'll see this shortly. Now then, knight B to D2. Here is the plan. Reading this chessboard correctly, dark side knows how to play his pieces. Black is completely lost. The game is over. I'm not joking. It's still going to go on for several more moves. Black hasn't got a chance. Here's why. Number one, no good zone here. Number two, one developed piece on the side that the pawns are pointing for white to go to. Just one. This piece is a positively dead bishop. It's useless. This queen is way over here on the wrong side of the board. The knight is on the wrong side of the board. The rook is on the wrong side of the board. The rook has nowhere to go. There's been no castling. The rooks are not connected. Now, I know they're not here yet either. But look, dark has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces influencing almost every single square on that side. Black only has one piece. See the difference? That is huge. That's absolutely gigantic. That will make the game. I just want to point that out. Yes, I'm emphasizing it on purpose because you guys, we can do this. You know, you look at that board, you step back and unfocus your eyes and look at it and you go, holy cow, what a mess. But when you know what you're looking for, the pawn chains, the pawns are locked, therefore nothing's going to happen on this side. Therefore, you now know your plan must go this direction, and that is what dark is beginning to go do. Black traded the bishop even after dark put it down there and he knew it would open up the file. He traded it anyway. Let's see what happens. Not a good look for the black pieces right now. And now you have so much here that you absolutely must get into the game. What on earth are you doing continuing moving a piece that's already developed when you have 2 undeveloped pieces, technically 3, and you have problems with your pawn structure? What on earth are you doing this for? Bobby Fischer, Alexander Alekin, Magnus Carlsen, you name whoever you want. Gary Kasparov, Vishy Anand, I don't care who you name. None of them could take on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces with one piece and win. Not in the program. It's not happening. This is a colossal waste of time. It's just going to be beaten back. It can't possibly serve any good function. And he's already thrown away 1, 2, 3 moves with a queen that's still not in the right place. And I know it seems like I'm being harsh here, and I don't mean it to come across. I'm trying to emphasize this for us so that we can learn the importance of reading the chessboard and not freak out and react to what our opponents do. Watch. This is so beautiful. Does Dark freak out? Oh no! Here comes the attack! No, of course not. He completely ignores it. Right on. Just, you don't even have to. What's he gonna do? Beat up your H2 square? Come on! There's no reason to even worry about that. But the principle here is he's moving on the wing. How do you respond to an attack? Yeah, you can see he's trying to go there or there. Not there, there. Do you really think the knight is going to be able to claim victory doing that? Really? Seriously? You don't even have to look at it. You know it's not going to get there. You don't have to freak out and say, oh my gosh, I better get the rook to safety and guard the pawn. That's a great move. No, it's not. It's a complete waste of time. You don't have to react to silliness like that. Truly you don't. Don't take that rook off that file. That is a gem in the crown of your victory coming up. Right? How does Dark react? A wing side attack? Where do you go? Center. How does he do this? He goes E4. Yes! Now that is powerful move. This would have been utterly ludicrous. But I'm protecting the pawn. It doesn't need protection. The king's got it covered. But then he can't castle. Who cares? The position is closed. Nobody's coming in at you except one idiotic lone horse. You see how that works? And I'm making a big whoop-de-doo about it, but it's important. That's why I'm making a big whoop-de-doo about it. This really is important. Look at how he reacted correctly. And let's watch the effect. Let's keep this in mind. Watch the effect, you guys. Okay, hold it. Have I been ranting about Block's lousy play with no effect? Is he beginning to correct his colossal blunders? Kind of. He's at least going in the right direction. But it's still... it's still with a piece that was already developed. And he's still got 2 pieces undeveloped. And one of them is going to have a heck of a time getting out. Wouldn't it be better, I'm just asking, just think about it, looking at this position here with the absolute horrible bishop and truly worthless rooks? Wouldn't it be better? Honestly, you know Darkseid is closing things down. You have to have what? Open files. Why do you think Darkseid's rook is so fabulous compared to that twin? Because he's got a partial open file, man. He can get into the game pronto, right now, if he has to. Yeah? See that and recognize the implication here. It's really important. Oh, what a glorious response that would be. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? See the difference. It's really important, even though I'm making fun of it in a way. It's really critical. Wouldn't it have been way better, way better to take the pawn? Or push the pawn so that exchanges can be made? Black has to open up his bishops. In fact, that wouldn't have been as good as that, I don't think. He's got to give his bishop a chance. That is vastly better. At this point, that move is way better than that one. Why? Because it gives you another piece that's not developed yet. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Even, man, I'm not kidding. It's closed, you guys. So, of course, then it technically is the open. No, don't move the F, the E. Either that one or take. Instead, he moves a piece that's already been developed. Again, another time. Count these with me, you guys. This makes the difference. One wasted move, two wasted moves, and with the queen, 3, 4, 5 wasted moves, you guys. You know, a scholar's checkmate only takes 4 moves. Dark is 5 moves ahead, and look at the difference. This is part of the glorious part of this lesson. I know I'm not giving you slapdash, really cool, different variations. This isn't about the stupid, worthless variations. This is about reading the board and understanding why position matters and why willy-nilly moves are a waste of time. I'm not trying to offend Tebow 50. I promise. I'm not mocking you. I'm just saying this kind of chess play is just not the way to do this. It's just not. And let me show you why. Well, let Darkseid show you why. So we have this move, and then this one, a beautiful reply, and then the 97. Observe. Watch what Dark does. Total closure. Now why? I just showed you. Why? Total closure, you guys. Because Black wasted his opportunity to get that guy in the game for real. Dark recognized that. That would have changed the entire game. I am so not joking. That really could have saved Black's game. Dark recognized that, and he said he should have pushed the pawn, so I'm not going to let him, and I am going to keep the bishop rotten, because now there's a double powerful layer there that corrals half of his pieces in. And that makes a difference in the game. Really, read the board like that. By seeing that black didn't get it, dark side improved not only his space, but the entire power of his position and the entire power of not just one mirror piece. This piece is dead. He killed it. Not just one piece, this, one move, one punk pawn move, although in the glorious center, increased the power of one fabulous bishop, one fabulous knight. Now I know it could be taken there, but it opened up the position better so that there's more room, easier to maneuver. Whereas that blunts everything right there. Please tell me you can see that. Don't think that just that one square is insignificant. It's the game. I'll show you. This is such a great lesson for us to see how not to play, and when an opportunity arises, you're saying, well, everything's closed, there's nothing to do. Maybe I'll develop a piece. No. No. You see that bishop could get out. Stop it dead in its tracks. You know where your next move's going to be. There's no guesswork. There's pure power based on knowledge of the board. I mean, that's cool! That is cool to know. Now let's see the glory, because now we're to the good part. Let's see the glory of Darkside's chess here. Oh, his head's going to swell so fat, he won't be able to walk through a door. Kudos to you, Dark. I love that guy. Don't tell him I said that. It will swell his head. Okay, no, seriously. Fabulous. Okay, let's give credit where credit's due. Now he is going in the right spot, and it is a good... Look, it's a closed position. What pieces are best in a closed position? Not that one! There's your proof. The pieces in a closed position are the knights. Black knows that, and he did something about it. So, I mean, I've been really kind of bad on him. Okay, give credit where credit's due. Really, I'm not joking. Okay, he's trying to make a game of this. Really. Okay, this is good. Simply because Dark has the position in hand. Really? Now you say, well, now wait a minute. It's a developed piece. He does have some undeveloped pieces. And now you're moving a developed piece twice. Yes, but look at the effect. He doesn't have anything hemmed in like this guy does. By putting it there, it increases the space here for him to stay more mobile. Yeah? This is how to read the chessboard, you guys. Or stay more mobile. Read the chessboard, you guys. There's nothing wrong with that move. And you go, you dork. He's just going to take it. No, because Darkside owns the file. Right? Just keep watching this. This is really interesting how he plays this. So the knight is hanging. And another one of the effects of the knight bump is Now he's got a target. Now he can push for more space. He can also centrally support his lead pawn if he wants. So this is now a potential, and black recognizes it, so he pushes the H to support it, even though it's useless against the pawn, right? But it kind of limits just a little bit more of what dark can do with this guy, and it increases the space a little bit. And yet once again, yeah, oh, it's such a tough situation. What do you do as black? Yeah, I'm just trying to think of ways to get him through here, but even that doesn't do a lot. All I have to do is this. Yeah, and then it would force black to close it down. Yeah, I'm telling you, black is in so much trouble. Black is in so much trouble. So he does do that now because of the position. He only has one sort of useful move. Dark has the whole glory of doing whatever he wants. You think I'm kidding, don't you? Let's watch. Yeah, baby. Here we go. Let's watch this. Bishop b7. If I remember right, the computer said go to a6 instead. Because technically, dark could cause problems limiting the bishop. Technically, he could chase the bishop back and make it even worse. Oh my! And now, again, bishop. Oh, whoop! Sorry, bishop takes f5. Blap. Understand, and I know there's guys who love to keep the bishop pairs, but not in every context. The knights in this context are absolute kings of the universe compared to this dead guy. And his bishop is also corralled on this side, but the difference between this dead head and this one is target. He's got something exquisitely powerful to do. Get rid of one of black's best developed pieces. That is what a bishop's for in this kind of a position. Now notice the difference of the impact of influence with one of the knights gone. That's pretty big stuff there, you guys. Just realize that's how to read this board. Dark did that exactly right. Take it. You don't need the bishop pair in this game as white. And you wish like crazy, and you would pay white money to let you put a knight here and take the bishop off the board. That's the difference. When we learn how to read that, we see where to put the pieces. We see when to exchange. We even see what kind of pieces are the best targets, don't we? Do you see how reading the board actually presents you with a plan of where to go, which piece to attack, what piece to put out there? When there's a target that's worth taking or exchanging, I've got news for you. One of these black knights in this context with such a closed board and the only open area on this side, and both knights protected, one of those knights is worth changing out with a rook. Because your rook's not as powerful as one of those knights, especially this guy. He's getting there. So this exchange is very nice. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Understand. Now there's times when that exchange would not be nice. In this context, that's pure gold. Right? Really important to see this. And now here we go. You say, well, yeah, but he opened up his pawn chain. It's way too little too late. Way too little too late. Watch. Because now he's developed on the wrong square. He is misplaced as the queen is. Black can't win. He can't win, man. That's amazing. Well, now the queen will take f5. And g6. Ah, black got a target. Now look at the effect of how a little bit of extra space is starting to get things more and more interesting, right? Wrong. What did I just explain? The knights in this utterly significant closed position in white's territory are valuable enough to trade with a rook. Watch what dark does. That's how powerful those knights were. He sacrificed his most powerful piece for the knight. But he did it with pure class because he knew it would open up. Ha ha! Yeah, babe. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking one of the coolest queen sacrifices I have ever seen. I'm talking because of the position and the way those knights were exchanged. That fabulous chess, baby. It doesn't get better than that. This is Alekan chess. Yeah! Now look at him rock and roll. Sorry, that kind of stuff. Once again, to a non-chess player, you won't grasp this, but we just got to witness beautiful. Really beautiful. Wow, what a play! What a play! King e7. Look at his option. He can clean house. However, dark isn't after material here, right? There really is nothing useful in that other rook, because dark has all of the positional positives. He doesn't even worry about trading a worthless, undeveloped rook for his fantastically powerful rook. That would be an error. So what do you do with the rook? You put it right there. Here's why. Now queen d7. And e6 past pawn, forking a queen and a pawn with the backup of the knight. We are talking, uh-oh. Yeah, man. Holy nightmare, man. So, queen to c6 Gotta keep your eye on that pawn. Look at the fantastic coordination because of his position of the knight and the rook and the pawn. E takes f7, and he's still covered. And now you say, yeah, but you dork, look, now you should have taken the rook because now, no, you wouldn't have had your rook, he'd have taken it. But now he blocks the pawn. So what? Look at the pure power. He still has castling options. And with one swift castle, he gets that little rook right into play, right on time, right on what? The open file. Bishop starts out and ends up on his opening square. His total use was this to this. I really want you to see that. Compared to that fabulous white bishop that took out one of the most powerful of black's developed pieces. This did nothing. This changed the course of the game. Holy shish kebab, I'm getting old and fat. Rook to e1 check right up the central file. Who has the open files? Yeah, baby. Who has the open files? Yeah, baby. Who's on total defense, sweating bullets trying to stop a new queen? Yeah, baby. Who is out of the game because he got took? Yeah. Who has the power? And why? That's the important part of this lesson. The why this worked. That's why I'm going to extraordinary lengths to explain the board positioning. That means everything to this. You really need to see that. Now, rook e1, king comes to f6. Essentially rook to f7. King's g7. No. And now knight h7, look at the fork. The beautiful coordination of the rook guarding the knight. The knight has been guarding the pawn. The rook has checked the king. The king has to move, and now the knight gets to fork the king and the rook. It does not get better than this, except for the next few moves. So, king is stuck with going to g7. Of course, knight takes f8. And now, queen decides, hey, welcome to the party, sweetheart. It's only the last couple moves of the game, and you ain't been doing diddly squat the whole game. Finally, she shows up. And Dark goes, who cares? Because here is why it doesn't affect me. The rook on the open file, in coordination with that beloved knight and the fabulous pawn, along with his brother rook, who keeps everything nice and handy and all bunched together, goes check. And the king finally blockades the pawn. Yeah! Take that, chump! And Dark simply goes, oh, thank you for the win. Because I have another one of these on another one of these open files. And I'm going to go checkmate. I'm not kidding you guys. Attempt. It takes a lot of practice, and I'm not very good at it yet. I'm working on this. But attempt to learn how to read the chessboard, and it will guide you into where you need to go, what you need to do, which pieces to move, and even when to move them, just as this game shows. I can't find a better game to illustrate that. So I apologize for talking too much, but it's necessary to emphasize the features of the board and to re-emphasize them to give you a comparison of power, a comparison of who was doing their plan and who was reacting to their plan, and look at the effect. Every one of Dart's pieces was better than every one of Black's. Every one of them. Dark Side of War's pieces were consistently superior because he knew the board position. So, thanks for indulging me. You wanted a 2-hour video. I don't know how many hours this is, but at least it's going to be at least 20 minutes. So, I appreciate every single one of you. I love all your comments. I try every now and then to comment. I don't have a lot of time to do that. I'm not trying to ignore you. We are having a blast in the Backyard Professor Chess Club on Leeches. Come and join us. There is a boatload of chess knowledge in this club. I'm telling you. We have some fabulous players. I present Dark Side of War for one mere example of dozens. I'm not joking. We have champions who are sharing their games in this club. Lots of stuff to learn. So come and join us, man. Come and join us and have fun. And I am trying to present more of the club's materials as well as more Grandmaster games and some of my stupid games, although I'm rusty, but I'm boring, but these guys are not. So anyway, thank you once again. Be good, do well, have fun, be safe. Get lots of sleep, drink lots of water, and I will see you in the next Backyard Professor Chess video.